You know what? I think I figured it out about Doug. He surrounds himself with enablers, hypocrites, and bad influence people. I mean, just a few minutes ago, I went to someone else's live stream. I assumed that it was Doug's, and I had politely stated, "Hey, Doug, would you invite me to your live stream to chat?" And I get shit talked by some woman who I don't even know, thinking that assuming that I'm a troll or a shit talker to Doug. While I have criticized him on Twitter and other places of his actions, I have also try to be the guy of voice of reasons. I've super chatted Doug in the past. Sometimes I still do in order to get him to, you know, answer some of my questions or take some of my advice in order to restore this bond that he has with his family. And now I see that he's just surrounding himself with enablers uh, and hypocrites. Because the reason why I say they're enablers and hypocrites is that they keep on telling Doug he's done nothing wrong. He's done nothing bad. That it's all Michael's fault. Well, true. I'm not there, physically there at all the things that have happened in the past with Michael, Bridget, Doug, and Angry Grandpa. God rest his soul. Anger never dies. But I've been subscribed to the YouTube channel for about over 10 years. I've seen them do donations. I've seen them, fight through the whole cancer. I've seen the Angry Grandpa versus Psycho Dad video. I've seen a lot of stuff. I even saw Pickle Boy's new dad, which I really did like that video. I've got no. It's hard for me to say I've got no hate on Doug because, truth be told, before all of this happened, I loved Doug in the videos. I loved watching him fix stuff. I loved watching him, prank Michael and Bridget by TPing their car. I loved it all. He seemed like a well-rounded, nice guy. And, Bridget sort of did love her father too. When one video of Angry Grandpa, I think it was called Angry Grandpa Ruins Thanksgiving, when they were talking about how we burnt food, and Doug said something, and Bridget said, "Don't talk to my dad that way." That showed that there was a bond right there. And based on all the evidence I've seen coming from Michael and Bridget, it just seems like he was the one that got too gloated and I don't know if gloated or corrupted by all this fame and popularity, that it changed him. I've told Doug, if these text messages are altered or not true, then why don't you show your side? Since some cell phone companies archive it. They archive text messages. Not all cell phone companies do, but some do. Or why don't you invite Mike onto your live stream? That way he can't edit, doctor, or alter video footage. I gave him a ton of advice, and he just he just gave me BS excuses as to why that couldn't happen. Sometimes downright refusing to answer some of my questions. And I've been kind of upset with it with Doug, because he had such a great bond, great bridge with Bridget, Michael, um, and I just want this bond to be restored. I want, you know, I want the hatchet to be buried because I really don't want it to end like this. And I think personally that Doug needs to step away from these enablers and haters and trolls, because they are steering him down a horrible dark path between him and his family, because he's been called out by Michael, Bridget, Kim, Jenny, Swift, and Cynthia. I'm sorry. I think it's. I'm sorry for forgetting your name. I've had a long, rough day at work. I'm just coming back from work, and while I was on break, I thought I'd check the Twitter feed, and I saw Doug was live again. I didn't know that it was a different channel he was on, and that's what started that whole fiasco. I'll probably just upload, my experience on Twitter. I did screenshot a few things. So if Doug or Mike, you're watching this, you can use my evidence, to boost what you have to say about Doug. Or Doug, if you want to add your 2 cents into this, you can. I've said it once before and I'll say it again. Doug, I still believe there's hope for you. I still think that, maybe you can somehow rebuild this burnt bridge with you and your daughter and granddaughter before it's too late. Because I don't want you to grow up being distant towards your family. I really do hope that you wind up having a bond from now until the end of your days. That's all I've got to say. Thank you and good night.